From a property perspective, the highlights of 2023 were threefold. Firstly, we've delivered some excellent growth from our standing portfolio in terms of capturing reversionary potential right across the group as a result of lots of asset management initiatives. Secondly, we've had a very strong year in terms of development completions, creating some terrific new buildings, welcoming some new customers, and adding to our income profile, and that's helped drive earnings growth. And thirdly, we've added to the bank of future opportunities for development, acquiring 3 really interesting big sites, 2 logistics plots, one in Radlett in the UK and one in Dortmund in Germany, exceptionally rare and very high quality sites, and also a retail park in Slough which has the potential for data centre development. Beyond the property matters, some of the highlights for 2023 included, firstly, the progress we've made with our decarbonisation plans, where we're tracking well ahead of our previous targets in terms of the embodied carbon reduction from our development programme and capturing and reducing customer and corporate emissions. Secondly, we've launched a new management team. We've restructured following the retirement of Andy Gullivard. I'm really pleased that we've been able to fill the open roles with talent from within the organisation. Very much enjoying working with our new executive colleagues and the challenge and the fresh thinking that's bringing. And then thirdly, a personal highlight was bringing together the whole of the company for our conference that we had in Amsterdam in September, which created a lot of excitement and discussion around the future and some of the things we want to do to make SEGRO the best property company. Despite the tougher macroeconomic environment, which has certainly made life harder for many businesses, occupier demand has held up remarkably well. Yes, it's come down from some of the peaks that we saw during the pandemic, but it's been remarkably resilient, and many occupiers are planning for the future and less worried about the near-term concerns around GDP growth, more about what do they need for their businesses. We do see the structural drivers of demand that we've talked about in the past as continuing to be consistent themes behind occupier demand in these markets. So supply chain modernisation, whether that's for cost efficiency, whether it's to meet growing demand from e-commerce uses, whether it's for resilience planning, or indeed for improving the sustainability of the supply chain is a factor. We're seeing the growth of the digital economy driving both further e-commerce penetration, but also demand for data centre space. And we're seeing urbanisation as a continuing theme that's underpinning demand. Meanwhile, we see the supply of new space remaining tight in all of our particular sub-markets. And with new construction starts coming down, that's probably going to get tighter, which is good for rental growth prospects going forwards. I'm confident that SEGRO is well placed for further growth in this environment. We see occupier markets remaining favourable, supported by structural drivers of demand. We can drive further income growth by capturing reversion on the existing portfolio and by the profitable deployment of capital into our development programme. And the prospects for asset values to bottom out and start recovering as investors gain confidence over the trajectory of future interest rates makes it quite a compelling environment for investment. There are 3 things some people don't fully appreciate about SEGRO. The first is that, unlike many players in the industrial and logistics market, 2/3 of our portfolio is concentrated in urban markets where land supply is incredibly tight and in fact shrinking, and therefore the prospects for attractive long-term returns and particularly rental growth is above average. Secondly, we have a substantial data centre business already. Slough is the second largest cluster of data centres in the world, and it represents about 7% of our rental income, where we've largely been following a leased powered shell model. But in addition to that, in Slough and across the group, we have a significant number of sites where we've got the potential to deliver over 1 gigawatt of additional data centre capacity, and that presents a tremendous opportunity for us in the future. And thirdly, whilst we have a fantastic land bank, we also have a significant opportunity to grow income by capturing the reversionary potential already embedded within our portfolio, which doesn't require us to spend much capital at all. Looking forward to 2024, our priorities are going to be firstly to do more of the same in terms of delivering great customer service, capturing reversionary potential on the existing standing portfolio and exploiting the land bank. Secondly, to deliver more of our responsible SEGRO commitments, and a number of other strategic priorities that are going to make sure we're set up for success as a business in the decade ahead. And thirdly, keeping our eyes open for new opportunities, which I think may well present themselves in this environment. My favourite SEGRO value, if I were to pick one, would be keeping one eye on the horizon, because I think it's so important that we look ahead, anticipate what's coming towards us, work out what's going to impact our customers' businesses in the future, so we can try and stay one step ahead of the competition. Having an ambition to be the best property company is not about a destination, it's more about a journey. It's about a call to arms to make us think about everything we do and challenge ourselves to say, is this the best way of doing it? Is there some other way? Can we innovate? Can we challenge? Can we push ourselves to be better in everything we do?